Look, the problem is not your shampoo, conditioner, or even your genetics. It is actually your after wash routine. I've had long hair for over 7 years now, and every time my hair looked rough, frizzy, dry, or damaged, the reason was never the products. Here's something no one tells you. The reason your hair looks bad after the wash is because you're skipping the steps that actually decide how your hair will look after drying. Because the problem is, most of us wash our hair, wrap it in a towel, and hope that it will look good after drying क्योंकि हमने कोई mild shampoo use किया है. But that never happens because the shampoo was never the problem. The problem is तुम वॉश के बाद एक अच्छा मॉइस्चराइजिंग रूटीन फॉलो नहीं करते. सो इन दिस वीडियो आई शो यू एग्जैक्टली व्हाट टू डू राइट आफ्टर वॉशिंग योर हेयर. मैं सालों से यही आफ्टर वॉश रूटीन फॉलो कर रहा हूँ एंड इट मेक्स योर हेयर स्मूथ, शाइनी एंड नेचुरली स्टाइल्ड without using any fancy products. I have explained this routine on multiple occasions, but trust me, it is worth reminding. And it starts with simply combing your hair instead of wrapping it in a towel. And by the way, it takes only 2 minutes to do it, and you only have to do it when you wash your hair. So it is very simple and easy to do for everyone, long hair or short. First you'll need a wide tooth wooden comb क्योंकि वॉश के बाद तुम्हारे बाल अपनी weakest state में होते हैं and if you don't detangle them properly, this weakness turns into breakage. Last 7 years में मैंने बहुत सारे brushes और combs use किए हैं, plastic, metal, even finger combing, but nothing protects wet hair like a good old wooden comb. And while most people wait for their hair to get completely dry before combing, I think combing dry hair almost guarantees knots, frizz and damage. Because the trick is to detangle the hair before it has a chance to get messed up. Here's why. Wooden comb तुम्हारे बालों को बहुत आसानी से separate कर देगा without causing any static, which means your hair dries smoother automatically. But the best part is, detangling early makes drying, oiling and combing after this 3 times more effective. But I know, letting your hair drip dry feels harmless, but that actually creates frizz, knots and that rough texture that you hate so much. So instead, you should always pat dry your hair after combing. मैं भी अपने बालों को सालों तक एयर ड्राई ही करता था ये सोच के कि गीले बाल वैसे ही बहुत वीक होते हैं so I shouldn't touch them. But then I realized air drying was the reason my hair dried so rough. And I used to do that because everyone always said just let it air dry. पर कभी किसी ने ये नहीं बताया कि गीले बाल swell हो जाते हैं, वीक हो जाते हैं और बहुत जल्दी अपना मॉइस्चर लूज कर देते हैं. So the longer your hair stays wet, the worse it gets. Initial comb करने के बाद भी तुम्हारे बालों में से पानी टपक रहा होगा. So to prevent it from swelling, pat it gently. ऐसा करने से टॉवल तुम्हारे बालों में से सारा excess water absorb कर लेगा without drying it out completely if you don't rub the towel. And this is very important because you're simply taking your hair from a dripping wet state to a damp state, and this is the ideal state for any product that you use next. क्योंकि damp hair oils और serums को 2 to 3 times better absorb करता है, meaning the same products start working like magic. और क्योंकि अब हमें अपने बालों में moisture add नहीं करना, moisture already उसके अंदर है, it is already damp. हमें बस इस मॉइस्चर को प्रोटेक्ट करना है एंड दैट इज वेयर द राइट ऑयल मेक्स अ ह्यूज डिफरेंस. बाय कंट्रोलिंग मॉइस्चर अर्ली, योर हेयर ड्राइज स्ट्रेटर, स्मूदर एंड फार लेस फ्रिजी without doing anything extra. And now that your hair is already moisturized with actual water, all you need to do is lock the moisture inside with a really good hair oil. And by the way, most people apply oil on dry hair, but that only makes it look good until the next wash. Applying oil on damp hair is the real game changer क्योंकि अब oil के पास actual moisture होगा बालों के अंदर lock करने के लिए. Remember, oil is hydrophobic. So take a small amount of hair oil depending on your hair length and run it through your hair length while it is still damp. Personally, I've been using my own Sanbon Subaki hair oil and I specifically like it for this step because it is designed to give you that nourishment and protection of a hair oil without leaving that heavy, greasy feeling behind. It uses Subaki oil, rice bran oil, coconut oil, vitamin E and squalane among other ingredients, and the formula is designed to be very lightweight and fast absorbing. And here's the part you'll actually notice. When you oil damp hair, you will need surprisingly little amount of product. Because you're not trying to make dry hair look shiny by coating it with oil. You're using a very small amount of oil to retain the moisture that is already there. So after your hair dries, it will feel soft, smooth and naturally shiny instead of getting rough and dry again. And this is where I think Sanbon works particularly well. It doesn't leave that heavy, sticky feeling that makes you feel you've put oil on your hair. It absorbs quickly and leaves a lighter, non-greasy, almost matte finish as you can see, while helping nourish dry strands and reduce everyday breakage. And that's what I care about the most, because the best hair oil isn't the one that looks impressive sitting on the shelf. It is the one that you actually want to use. But surprisingly, this will look impressive on the shelf as well. But oiling is only half the job because you also need to spread it properly so that all the hair strands get the benefit. And that's where a simple wooden comb changes everything yet again. Using the wooden comb to spread the oil throughout the hair length evenly is easily one of the most underrated steps in any hair care routine. Because fingers aren't enough, तुम कितनी भी कोशिश कर लो, fingers alone can't distribute the oil evenly and plastic combs make it worse by creating friction and static. और wooden comb oil को absorb करके distribute करता है throughout the hair length. So once you comb your damp hair, make sure you use a wooden comb following these two steps to get the maximum benefits. Number 1, divide your hair in half. ऐसा करने से तुम्हारे बाल कम tangle होंगे. Number 2, start combing from the bottom with slow movements and slowly reach the top. And once you spread the oil evenly, your after wash routine is complete. अब तुम्हारे बाल बिल्कुल भी frizzy और rough नहीं होंगे even after they completely get dry. But more importantly, तुम्हारे बाल oily भी feel नहीं होंगे and this moisture and oil combination will repair your dry and damaged hair over time. So it's not only about the shampoo, it's what you do right after the wash. Wide tooth comb to stop breakage, pat dry to remove excess oil, oil on damp hair to lock the moisture inside, and wooden comb again to spread the oil evenly. No guesswork and your hair will look better and better after every wash instead of getting worse. If you want to see me do this exact routine in real time, it's the first link in description. Also, do check out the Sanbon Subaki oil. It's a really wonderful formulation, and it is indeed surprising how lightweight we have made the formulation considering this is still an oil. And always remember, I love you and I know you love me too. This product is the result of your love. A special thanks to the channel members. You guys are the reason I can keep going without ever worrying about the algorithm pushing my content. But if you're not a member yet, I'm still very grateful to have you. I love you.